Okay, let's try one more time. Might be able to make this work. So I guess I'll have to vamp by talking about things that have nothing to do with how lost I am at the present time. I mean, for starters, you probably noticed that most of the entire game takes place in a very narrow playfield at the top of the screen. So all of the players' hit points, the enemy hit points, and the experience and all that stuff's at the bottom of the screen, completely cut off from the rest of the game view. So the entire game takes place in what is, I guess, a Game Boy Advance screen. Like, remember the resolution's like, what, 480i? But they reduced the entire playfield like a tiny screen. And I'm not complaining about that. I think it's an interesting idea to... I don't know if it's... it probably... Remember, it was based on a PC game, so... It would probably help with the performance. Because obviously, if you've seen video of the original PC game, I think it came out on the PC 88. Which was it's a Japanese computer that came out, I think it came out in the mid 80s. I forget, did it come out in 84 or 85? I don't remember. The PC 88 is like old school, like Commodore 64 old, basically. It's pretty old. Like it came out. I want to say it came out before the PC Engine, as I recall, which is apparently why this console got so many ports from those games on this console. I mean, the games had already been developed. Oh, hold on. Gosh darn it. How's my hit points? Okay, I forgot to reload. I got to reload the hit points. Probably should have double-checked that. So then we can reload. Completely healed. But yeah, this game came out in, 1988, apparently, on the PC 88. And it was very, 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 very choppy, apparently. You can probably find some old videos of it, because the internet, YouTube is very, very good about giving people like me the ability to see original games played on original hardware. Although a lot of people are probably just playing it on emulators. But I would not be shocked if some dude had some PC 88 lying around. They hooked it up to a capture device. Now they're playing the game on original hardware. This channel, I will never be able to play again. I'm not willing to jump through all the hoops to play Japanese games on computers from 1988. You can't make me. If I got my hands on a commercially released emulator, I'll probably make use out of it. Like I said, this particular channel is based on playing games in commercially available forms. So if I'm playing a game on this channel, it's because it's available in a form that you can play right now legally without having to worry about, some emulator. Because obviously this TurboGrafx-16 Mini is using an emulator inside the unit. But the whole point of it is that if you buy this TurboGrafx-16 Mini, you can play this game in a reasonably accurate fashion. Even if it's not accurate because first of all, the load times have been completely removed. Like, I don't know how bad this game might have been in terms of load times, because there's not that much data. Like, for people who don't know, playing a game from a CD basically required the console had to load the game into memory. So without getting too technical with it, you aren't playing the game from a CD. The game basically gets loaded into the console's memory, and then the music streams off the CD. So this dope soundtrack, this dope 80s progressive Kenny G, Candy Dulfer soundtrack that you're hearing right now is streaming directly off the CDs. So again, this is the music you would hear if you were to put this into a CD player, which I'm a fan of, as you know. I'm a huge fan of Redbook Audio. I stand Redbook Audio 10 days a week. But Redbook Audio is weird in the sense that because it has to be played basically right off the disc, it means that what most game developers did is that they would load the game very slowly, you could say, into the memory of the console. And then once the game is loaded, it plays like this. And if you're wondering what that usually meant a lot of times, is that if you were to remove the CD from the console, the music would stop playing, but the game would continue to be played until you reached a point in the game where data had to be accessed. Like, if I were to leave this cave, there's a very good chance that the game would say, please insert disk or something along those lines. But back in the day, if you had a PlayStation 1, there were games like Ridge Racer, and I think Battle Arena Toshinden did this, where the game lets you insert your own music CD before the race started, so that during the race, you could play the video game. Like, you could play the game with your own music. That was actually a feature when the PlayStation 1 first came out. It's like, oh yeah, if you want to play Blackstreet if you want to listen to Boyz II Men while you're doing Ridge Racer, you totally can. I don't remember if it only played one track at a time or if it just played the entire CD. The whole idea is that the actual racetrack would load to memory. You could either choose, did you want to listen to the music that was playing, did you want to listen to the music that was already on the Ridge Racer CD? Or did you want to play your own soundtrack? In the original Xbox, I want to say, actually, did the Xbox 360 allow this? I want to say it did. Because the original Xbox allowed you to create custom soundtracks. You could, you could literally copy the music off of CDs you owned and then save them to MP3 files, I believe, or maybe Windows Media files, I don't know. Because you could, I would play games like Phantom Dust on the original Xbox, and the music would be the music that I chose. So it would be so when I was doing a fight, the music to, Tekken 4 would be playing, because I ripped some music from that. I think some of the music from, Capcom Fighting Evolution was on there too. Which reminds me, is Capcom Fighting Evolution part of that new Capcom Fighting collection that just came out? Because I remember, what was it? 2022, about June of 2022. They said Darkstalkers, Night Warriors, Vampire Saviors, and I think Red Earth, the original Red Earth, is apparently included in this collection. Which means I'm obviously gonna buy it. I have all the old. I try to buy as many of the Capcom games as I can, but it's a weird situation because obviously some of them never got remade. Like the Marvel Capcom games never got the licensing issues, it is. So if you want to play the original Marvel vs. Capcom 2 from the Dreamcast, I think the only legal way to play it is to get those old games. I don't know if it ever came out on the. Yeah, did it ever come out on the PlayStation 2? I want to say it didn't. I'll double check because there are a couple of Capcom games I'm trying to buy from the PS2 era, but they probably cost like $80, $90 these days. Okay, I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. And I don't want to waste any more time wandering around this dumb cave. So give me a second. This will be bonus footage.